Hello and welcome to our latest unboxing video. We're here today with, we each have our own box of kids books in separate rooms. I'm Eliza.
And I'm Hannah.
And why don't we go first?
Great. So we're going to do some kids books, and we have here a book I didn't know about, but I'm really excited. The Roanoke Colony. This is a graphic novel, a historical graphic novel. We've seen a lot of interest in books like these. Nathan Hale is a big guy, but Chris Schweitzer wrote this one, so I'm excited to check it out.
Oh no, first thing, and I get Patterson. This is a kids book by James Patterson called Treasure Hunters, The Plunder Down Under.
I hear some of those are really fun, actually.
Yeah, I think they are fun. They're really popular with kids.
Yeah. So here we have a chapter book. This one is called Parachutes by Kelly Yang. It looks good. It's for an older, pretty accomplished reader, I think. But what do we call it? Teenagers dropped off to live in private homes in order to study in the United States while their wealthy parents remain in Asia. So this is a story about some girls who had that experience and what that means for them. What's interesting?
That would be really interesting. Yeah. This is a picture book, Leafy Critters, and it looks like little, sort of like they've used actual things from nature to make the pictures. And it's, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. It shows all the things and then how they make the picture.
That's fun. Oh,
Here's
yeah.
I
could see kids having a good time with that, spending time with each picture. This is really fun. We have one of those big board books, but this has some information, India, and it's a treasure quest. So this looks like a book you could have a lot of fun with. Like, can you find things? So can you find the statue of Ganesh, for example? And it tells you how to pronounce various words. This looks like a great book. This is about the holiday of holly, about colors, that you could really spend a lot of time with your kids on and get sort of another view into another culture. This is awesome.
This is called When My Dad Went to the Jungle. And oh, it's about a kid whose dad goes to study in the Amazon jungle and brings him back things and tells him about his experience. That sounds like one that would be a good story and you could learn a lot.
Yeah, especially now that we're not traveling, it's really fun to like take a trip while you're reading a book. Oh, this book is not open. Seems to be in plastic, but it's called A Place Called Home. It's by The Lonely Planet. So a look inside houses from around the world.
Why is the book in plastic?
I don't know. Why would they do an individual book in plastic?
Okay, you unwrap the book and I'll do my book. My book is called Grandparents. Oh, I love this. The pictures are so sweet of the grandparents. They're a little small, so it's hard to see. Oh no. Oh, it's about grandparents, and the grandpa wants to go dancing and the grandmother doesn't want to go and he has to figure out why.
Well, in my house, when I'm a grandparent, it will be my husband not wanting to go dancing and me who will. So that sounds sweet. I got it open. It's a board book, and I think I know why they closed it. It has little pop downs.
Oh, cool. Oh, you can see inside the house. Why are we in separate rooms? I really want to look at that.
I know, it's so cool. I tell you, like, this is the kind of thing that my family would be so into, because traveling is often about like the really fancy things, but what about like just how people live? It's so interesting. So this looks great.
Jewels versus the Ocean, and this looks, I'm guessing, looks like a kid who's kind of shy about swimming in the ocean. So this is a good time for this book because it's the time of year to go to the ocean, and the ocean can be pretty scary. So nice to talk about those fears.
Yeah, lean into it a little.
Sometimes legitimate.
Yeah. So this is another board book. We got a lot of beautiful ones. This one's about weather. And I don't know, my nephew is so into weather. You know, some kids are into dinosaurs. He's into weather. And this would just really, really scratch that itch and give you something fun to talk
This is called Llama Unleashes the Apocalypse. And I think this is the second in a series, right? Don't we have the first one?
We do. And I read it at a story time and we all cracked up so much.
Very silly.
So silly. So good. Very good read alouds. So this one's called Pizza and Taco. Who's the best? I know who I vote for. And this looks like the graphic novel, but intended for kids who are learning how to read. So like a chapter book graphic novel. Silly, fun, good practice.
Kids are going to be all over that. This is called Bella's Story, and it's by W. Bruce Cameron, who's a really popular adult author who writes books about dogs. And we have a couple others, like we have Lily's Story.
That's awesome. We have another board book here, Rocks. And so again, if your kid is not into weather, but they're into rocks, this is the book for you. This is a series, we have a few, Nerdy Babies, which some of them I find a little bit silly, but I love, kids are really curious in a really deep way about the world. And this gives you a chance to kind of explore some of that. Look at those, Alyssa.
So I have older kids and a baby, and we read those together to the baby who didn't really pay attention, but I felt like it worked really well because like the older kids were like interested in the facts and like, I don't know, it was like a good mix.
Yeah.
I forgot this was coming. There's a new Harold book.
Oh.
I don't know if this is one. Oh, it says based on the characters created by Crockett Johnson. So they must have like commissioned a new one. That's one of my favorite picture books ever. So I don't know. I really hope it's good.
Harold and the Purple Crayon. I know.
Yeah.
So good.
I just love that one.
I think I have, let's see. Ooh, another graphic novel. This one's called Jacky. Ha ha.
That's another James Patterson.
And Chris Grabenstein. They've written a few together, actually. Yeah. And so you can see this is a contemporary book, probably written for, you know, there's a lot of text there. I'd say like a very strong third grader up to 6, 7, 8. Graphic novels tend to endure and be really good. And look at that illustration. Fun.
Ooh, I like that. This is called We Dream of Space, and it's by Erin Entrada Kelly. I love this title. And it's about 3 siblings who all live in the same house, it says, but exist in their own orbit, each dreaming of a different future.
I like sibling.
A solid family novel.
Yeah, and sibling stories. I think we need more of those.
Yeah.
Yep. That looks kind of cool. Turtle Boy. Story about what it means to be brave when all you want to do is hide in your shell. This was totally me as a kid. So it's a kid who goes through surgery and he has to eat through a straw for 2 months. And it's sort of his experience with friends.
That's really
kind of getting back in. He's Jewish, so he's getting ready for his bar mitzvah, community service project. And he visits a boy with an incurable disease. So they become friends. They kind of, so we have a number of books that are about like hospitalizations and kids with diseases. And I think it's a really good empathy moment, and also for kids who experience some of those things to see themselves in books. So
Katerina Ballerina. This is about I guess just a little girl who wants to be a ballerina. Oh, but she has trouble. Her mom was a very good ballerina, and she has a lot of trouble. She's maybe not a natural dancer.
Can relate to that too.
Yeah, I would like to be a natural dancer.
I really love these beginning reader books. I find that they're really fun for a wide range of kids who are exhausted as they continue their reading journey. They want to go back to something fun and reasonable. And this is great. This is Paddington, and Paddington is making pancakes, which is
a big stack of pancakes.
So fun. Yep. And you can kind of see a pancake goes awry. And we all love Paddington Bear.
Okay, this is by the author of Wolf Hollow, which is a book we have, and this is called Echo Mountain. The cover is really great. It just has lots of things on it. And oh, it's historical fiction, takes place in the Great Depression about a family.
Great. Yeah, that's awesome. We have a couple more early readers. I'm going to do them together. We have another Paddington. This is Paddington and the Painting. And then this one is Pinkalicious, the Pinkadorable pony. These are great. What you really want is, at this age, subjects that are just interesting to kids so that they don't feel like they're doing work so much, but just learning the joy of reading, which is why we all read, right?
So this is another Chris Grabenstein, our third Chris Grabenstein, because he co-wrote those two Jane Pattersons. And now this is short stories for young sleuths. I love this concept. You read the short stories. Oh, they're actually, I'm sorry, he must be the editor or the collector or something. And then they're all by tons of different authors, and you try to solve them, and then they have the answers.
He does a lot. He's the library mystery author. He does a lot with libraries and mysteries in general, and a lot of fun.
That's a good concept. I like to solve the mysteries.
Yeah. This looks good. This is the last graphic novel by William Shakespeare, in case you wondered. It's called Yorick and Bones by Jeremy Tankard and Hermione Tankard. Looks really fun. Looks like you're gonna.
There's a conspiracy theory out there that he didn't really write it.
Which one? Shakespeare?
That's what I'm saying. There's a conspiracy theory that he didn't really write it.
I mean, it's so his style, right? Bark, bark, bark. So what we're getting here is another graphic novel. It's so fun. It's really for younger readers or kids who are just in for a really silly ride. I can see my kids who are older, 11 and 13, still thinking that this was pretty fun.
I have Orphan 11, the new book by Gennifer Chholdenko, who I think wrote, why can't I think of the name of her book that she wrote? Oh, Al Capone, the Al Capone books, like the Al Capone Does My Homework and all of those. So this is her new book, and it's about a orphan who runs away to the circus. Or I think a couple orphans who run away to the circus.
It's a really dramatic cover. I like it.
It seems like it's a pretty dramatic book because I guess the people at the orphanage, for some reason, don't just let them run away. They like go after them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it makes for a better story, I guess.
I have an empty box.
Oh, I have two more. This one is Once Upon a Space-Time by Jeffrey Brown. This is the guy who did the Jedi Academy series. If you've read those, they're super funny. And so you can see it's another graphic novel, and you've got some aliens.
It reminds me a little of the Dogman books, just the style.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think this is going to be silly and fun. All right, and my last one. This isn't a kid's book.
Not a kid's book.
Okay. I mean, it might be about kids. Anyway, should maybe we'll save this for another unboxing.
Yeah, let's save that one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a downer for the last one and the kids ones, but there's still lots of fun books in here.
They are. And I think you can go ahead and put those on hold. Just give us a call or leave us a message from our website, and we'll make sure to get one out for you. Pick up during curbside pickup. Cool. That's it.